into the Horrorcraft podcast.
Hello, horror fans. It's me, Kylie, and this is Horrorcraft Reviews. I am flying solo again. Please keep Cass and Braden in your thoughts and prayers and all of that. They are greatly appreciated. They're doing okay. It has been hard, but she'll be back once she is ready. But I know I sure do miss talking to her on here about horror, and I know you guys definitely do as well. But me and Sarah did go up and see her and Braden for a night, which was so great. We had a great time, but there was lots of, tears and laughs, but it was wonderful to be able to hug them. And thank you guys for all your love and support. We love you guys so much. But we are back in Fromville for our 4th episode recap of season 4 of From. Now, spoiler alert ahead. So if you haven't tuned in yet, you can maybe skip this one and go watch it. The first 4 episodes are now streaming and are available on MGM Plus. But last week, Boyd, he's struggling to maintain control as fear and grief begin to spiral among the residents and stuff. While Julie kind of leans it further into her new mysterious story walking abilities, just searching for answers. At the same time, we have Tabitha takes a dangerous step toward the bottle tree, hoping it will take her back to where she went and finally reveal something about their situation, even if it comes at a personal cost. Meanwhile, Victor, Ethan, and Jade continue digging into the town's secrets, following clues that may or may not connect to its deeper, more terrifying origins of this town. Now, this week is episode 4 of Myths and Monsters. A sinister finding forces Boyd's team into defensive mode as Julie experiments with her strange new abilities, and Sarah endures psychological torment again from mysterious voices in her head. They are trying to make sense of the guy in the yellow suit that they found. Henry sees the yellow suit in pictures Miranda painted in their house, and everything she has painted is in the house. And, Jade is deciding to eat the psilocybin shrooms, which I figured he would. Like, we know Jade, just knowing him. Boyd is going to be with him to make sure he doesn't, hurt himself or anything else or just stuff he sees. That's absolutely crazy. I would never do this in Fromville, okay? This is not a great idea. Sophia is living with Sarah now. After her first night stay there, the next morning, she whispers almost like a spell or some kind of incantation under her breath, and Sarah immediately starts hearing the voices again. And we're back at it with Sarah when it comes to that. Tabitha decides to go with the rest of the group that is going to the settlement for food that they found, and is bringing Ethan with her to try and find the Lake of Tears because she fears that he's just going to go off on his own and try and find it. Kenny finds Fatima in the room with piles of dirt and water in the house, sculpting something. Out of concern, he tells Boyd because he thinks she's up to something. And one of the monsters feels like one of the monsters is kind of making her, which, as she explains to Boyd later on in the episode, she's making a golem, which is, in her culture, it's a giant made of clay, and in her culture, it's a form of, protection and hope. She doesn't reveal she feels the monster, Mr. Smiley, still really. She eventually kind of does, and everything he does, she feels. I think this will be super important later on in the season, but I need Kenny to chill, y'all. I get he's on high alert about everyone and everything, and he should be. He has been through so much, losing his parents, just a lot of times. He is the voice of reason for Boyd a lot. But I think he just needs to ease up on Fatima and Sarah, in my opinion. Like, I just do. Like, you just need to chill, Kenny. I get it, but still. Now, the voices in Sarah's head are telling her to go to the diner, pour a glass of water, take a sip, and pour it back in. And she's absolutely terrified of doing this because there is always like a consequence when these voices tell her to do something and they promise something for her, and she's not wrong at all. Now we got Julie and Randall that are going through Ethan's books, trying to find the right ways of for her to be able to like harness her new abilities. And she cuts her hair so the monsters don't grab her by her hair, which valid. And again, they head back to the ruins to try and go back in time to like leave bookmarks so she can go back at specific times. And she goes back to the day the man in the yellow suit killed everyone in town, and Victor was the only one left. And unfortunately, the bookmark idea did not work out as planned, which really sucks. Now, on the hike to the settlement, Ethan and Ellis and Tabitha and Donna find an injured bird, and Ethan wants to take it to the Lake of Tears to see if it can heal the bird. Now, we see later on, we see Sophia at the empty pool where Dale actually, is R.I.P. Dale. Sarah walks into the diner. She gets a glass of water and takes a drink and pours it back into the pitcher, like what the voices were telling her to do. And we immediately hear a scream and people running to Sophia, who's in the bottom of the pool. And she said that she was just standing above it or like on top, and she felt like someone pushed her and pushed her in, and her arm seems to be possibly broken. Sarah runs back inside to do the same thing with the water in the pitcher again to see if her doing that caused that to happen to Sophia. And I think this is one way Sophia is going to stir stuff up with Sarah and get everyone to hate her even more or do something worse. I really hope Sarah catches on soon that there is something just not right with Sophia and stops her before something happens, like something horrific happens, like kind of like the last time. We see Victor digging up pictures he drew of the man in the yellow suit, and Henry is there with him and sees them. He says that they thought, this guy was the man in the yellow suit was just a regular guy and treated him like everyone else, but he was not. He was the man in the yellow suit and he killed everyone. Now, Henry is horrified by the pictures and the man in the yellow suit eating Miranda, which I would be too. When the group is at the settlement harvesting like the cabbage, there is a lake. They put the water on the bird as they're doing this. Roger digs up a rope connecting to something in the middle of the lake. Like, what in the hell did they pull up that was clearly at the bottom of the lake and like maybe shouldn't have been pulled out? I don't know, man. I'm terrified. Every time they find answers, something bad happens. Like, it just, knowledge comes at a cost. I just have a feeling we are going to lose a big character by the end of this season. I don't know, man. I just hope at least we see the man in the yellow suit, like that whole situation resolved or something, because I just don't think I could take everyone dying like before. I literally I don't know, man. I've noticed it this season. I hate how everyone is never on the same page as to what's going on with everyone individually, especially like Boyd. I know some stuff is to protect people, but like, y'all, you guys need to be talking about everything that you're experiencing by this place. Everyone is seeing it and experiencing it in completely different ways, and they need to come together to talk about everything so everyone can be on the same page. And I just also want to say I've seen some really crappy theories and shots taken in the From groups by some of the fans this week about Victor, that his childlike personality and persona is like a front, and he is the man in the yellow suit, and he knows everything about that whole situation, and he knows everything about the place and what's going on and what's to come, and that he doesn't want to leave, especially now that Henry's there. Like, I need y'all to chill. Yes, Victor knows a lot more about the place than he actually says, but for one, he doesn't always remember the things, and some stuff he doesn't want to remember. I mean, how could you? And he doesn't want to talk about it. And guess what, guys? That is called CPSTD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, this is what happens. So I need y'all to leave Victor alone, like, right now. Like, stop it. So, what do you guys think is going to happen this season? What are your theories? Like, what do you think? I think everyone's going to die, and I'm terrified. Like, we want to know. Drop them in the comments. Let's talk about it. But thank you again to MGM Plus for the opportunity to be able to view and screen the first few episodes of the new season 4. You know, From is one of me and Cass's favorite shows, our favorite horror TV shows, horror actors that are part of it. You know, Jamie Maguire, Mr. Smiley, and Elizabeth Saunders, who plays Donna. But until next time, it's me, Kylie. Stay weird and stay spooky. Bye.